Hey there guys, what's up? This is Captain J bringing you another video, and before the video starts, like always, a very quick disclaimer. First and foremost, the music does not belong to me, and even though I may talk about different products, that doesn't mean that this video is sponsored unless I actually say that it is. Without taking any more of your time, let's get right into the video.
Yeah, people come, yeah, people go. I just sit back and collect gold.
Hey there everybody, welcome to another video with Captain J. So today we're going to be talking about emulators. But before we do this, I did want to bring to your attention this Xpadder application. This beautiful application will allow you to be able to use your Xbox One controller, maybe a 360, PS3 or PS4. I believe anything, any one of those. I'm not going to say anything, but any one of those, and this is going to make it a lot easier to be able to play some retro games. And well, not just retro games. To be honest, it'll probably help you to play quite a lot of the games that you may have in your library for any PC games. I'm not really going to give out any specific names because I really don't play any PC games. Well, there is one actually. I'll rephrase that. I have played GTA 5 on the PC. I'll leave the link for this application down in the description, like always, for you guys to go ahead and be able to download it. Now, there's one other thing that you are going to have to download. It is a BMP file image. This means that you are going to have to go into the internet and download one for the specific controller that you're going to be using. For example, right now on the screen, I have an Xbox 360, but I also can also download or make the image for the Xbox One. So all you got to do is really just go into Google and search for BMP image for Xpadder, and make sure you put in Xpadder, because something else will come up if you don't actually do that. So the setup is actually very simple, and it requires really no time at all. Note, I am using a Windows 10 computer, so older versions do not work on this PC. If you do have an older version PC like Windows 7 or whatever else you're using, you can look for an older version that'll work on that as well. But fortunately, I am using a Windows 10 computer. So the emulators that we're going to be using today, it's of course going to be the NES, which is an absolute classic. I also have a Nintendo 64 as well as a PS1. So those are, in other words, the main things that we are going to be playing. There is one, I do have some bad news though. I did want to show you what to look out for and be careful with. What I mean is that when you go and actually try to download a game from the website that I usually share, it'll give you an XEX file, and then that file, it's somewhat quote-unquote an application, and then that way it'll ask you to download something. With the video recording that I have, unfortunately what happens is that the installation and download will not record, so there's nothing on my screen, and now it only looks like I'm moving the mouse around a couple of times, and it just got really annoying. So what I'm gonna have to do is re-download a game, but this time I'm gonna have to take a picture with my phone, so the image quality is going to be pretty bad. I don't know if you guys know that when you try to take a picture of either a monitor or a screen, the video resolution, the quality goes down significantly, just because of how the phone just doesn't really capture that good of pictures on a TV or a monitor. So I just want to let you guys know that ahead of time. And the reason why I want to do this is because I do want to make sure to warn you and be careful of the things that appear on your screen when you're downloading a game. Now, I have not found any viruses, but again, be careful and pay attention to the stuff that you are agreeing to, and I'll make that very clear in just a second. I just wanted to let you know this ahead of time. Alright, so for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and download The Legend of Zelda for the NES console. Now this will only take a couple of seconds, then I will get the confirmation down at the bottom whether I want to keep it or discard it. There we go. Didn't really take no time at all, and then go ahead and press open. Then from here, nothing shows up on the screen. I have not paused the video. I haven't done anything. Nothing will show up. So this is what I can see with my phone. As I said, the video quality isn't as good, but you can see where it asks me to download, and then on here, pay attention to what the fine print says. It'll say McAfee. So I declined. The Legend of Zelda did actually download, and then it asked me if I wanted to download something else, and then I declined on this again, and then at the end the Zelda game was downloaded onto my computer. And now on one of my files, here's all the pictures that I took with my phone, and here's the Zelda folder. Note, when you actually download it, it comes in a zip file after it's been downloaded from the little XEX application that you got. I actually went ahead and put them already in the trash can, but here's both of them just to show you the XEX and of course the zip file as well. Both of the websites that I will be sharing have a lot of emulators on them. You can find these down in the description as well. There is dozens of emulators on here. It doesn't mean that there's dozens of consoles. It's just that there is, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 emulators per console, maybe more. There could be even more. It goes or starts anywhere from, I believe, the Atari 2600. There's also like the Apple 1 and 2. A lot of the Nintendo consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, and of course both of the websites have ROMs as well. So they do have hundreds of ROMs for every single console that they have on there. I haven't done an extensive search nor tried every single ROM or emulator that they have, so I just want to give you a heads up that they do have a really good collection. For the purpose of this video, I am using a wired Xbox One controller. Once you already have the BMP image that you need for the Xpadder, you're going to go ahead and click on the image and then go to open, and from here just click on the image that you have. It could either be the Xbox One or Xbox 360. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to use the Xbox 360. Then we're going to go into the sticks, and on here you can go ahead and set it up. It'll ask you just to push up on the button or on the thumbstick, and once you click on enable on any of them at all, you just got to look at the screen. It'll tell you what buttons to push. You can test out every single one of them. On buttons, you can go ahead and start pressing any buttons on your controller, such as A, B, X, Y, right bumper, left bumper, start, left. The button on the thumbstick, I believe it's called D3 or R3, and those are for the thumbsticks, though both of those you can actually press down on it, and it is considered a button as well. For example, on GTA you can press down on one of them to blow the horn. That is, in other words, the button that I am talking about. Then you can go ahead and move all of these around and set them up to their proper position wherever you would like. Now, I did make a bit of a mistake here by not actually doing the right thumbstick. I actually did mess up, so I will have to go back and re-enable that one. This is for the trigger, which is the left and the right, as well as I was just talking about. So gave every single one of them a little test, make sure I had everything that I needed, and now I'll go back to the right thumbstick and set that one up as well, and of course put it on its position. So here is, in other words, the controller layout for Xbox 360 or Xbox One, and of course it could also be considered to a lot of the other controllers. Alright, so here I have it all set up and I am good to go. From here on out, I can go ahead and start selecting on the specific buttons and map them out on the keyboard. Every single one of the buttons that you have pressed will be able to be mapped. So go ahead and get everything set up however you like, and then we can go ahead and move on to a game. Now note, I am going to give you a little bit of information on this, or a little bit of help. It does help to know what the layout of the controllers is going to be on the game before you start setting this up. You can do it however you like, and you can map out the controller however you like, but you do have to make sure that once you start playing the game that you go into the settings, and on there you select what buttons will do what, and make sure it is mapped correctly to the controller. And of course, when you're done, make sure to save that state wherever you like. You want to make sure you save it, so that way whenever you come back to a game, you can go ahead and open it and select wherever you have saved it to, and it'll be saved to your profile or to the name that you saved it to. So that way, like I said, whenever you come back to the game, it's all there and set up. I do suggest somewhat setting it up to different type of games, such as an NES, SNES, N64, and then of course the PlayStation if you're going to play any PlayStation game. So that way you can just go ahead and open whichever one you have saved and to the specific type of console or emulator that you will be playing, to make things a lot easier. Here is an example of a wrong setup. I am playing Medal of Honor for the PlayStation 1. I was looking at the button layout and I thought I had it right, but on the left thumbstick it actually turned out to be wrong because I set it up the wrong way. So once I go ahead and start the game, I do have a little bit of difficulty trying to control the character. Therefore I do have to go back again and change the layout of the controller. So after a little bit of trial and error, trying to get the button layout correctly, I finally did find one that works great for me. So I can control my character a lot easier, move around the map a lot easier, and without much difficulty, honestly. Though it was being a little glitchy because I couldn't aim and shoot at the same time. Why? I do not know. It just happened. So I did have to free aim, but still, the controllers are perfect. In other words, other than that little issue that I had, the gameplay exactly like the PlayStation, and I didn't really have much problems nor issues with this emulator. Though I do want to make sure that you do get the right emulator. There is an emulator that it is a headache trying to use because of the BIOS that you have to set up. This one you do not have to. It almost automatically starts right away as soon as you open it and select the game that you want to play. Within 2 to 3 seconds the game will be loading up, and with the other one I did have quite a lot of difficulty. So I suggest getting this emulator for yourself if you plan to play on your PC. And so here are all the emulators that I used on this video. I may have missed maybe one or two, but just to show you all of them that I have, I'll go ahead and start with, of course, the first one was the NES. This is the Atari 2600. I do have one game for it. I just wanted to try it out. I do need to figure out how to map the controller for this one. This is the one that I did have a little bit of issues anyway. So this is the Nintendo 64. Of course I do have the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time for that one. Of course over here I do have the EPSXE 2.0 version, and this is the one that I was telling you about. This is the one that I do recommend. As I said, try to avoid the SSS something. That one was just horrible. And here is the Nintendo Advanced, and for this one, as I said, I also do have a game for it, which is Wario Land 4. So I kind of just skip over them and tried not to do too much with them. But anyway, oh, this is the thing that I was talking about the trying to set up all that crap, and yeah, it just gave me a complete headache. So anyway, these are the emulators. As I said, this is what I do recommend getting because they work beautifully. They work right off the bat, and like I said, try to just map out the controller. I do suggest going into the settings and just finding what the buttons do, which one, you know, how you feel comfortable using it. That's honestly all I really recommend. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful on trying to help you out on the what emulators to use and the ones that I do recommend. Like I said, there are a lot of emulators on the websites that I shared and that I showed. So go in there and just kind of make up your mind on what you want, whether you want to play on the Nintendo 64, on the PlayStation. They do have Wii, Xbox, Xbox 360, PlayStation 1, 2, 3. So they do have, as I mentioned earlier, pretty big library for everything. So it's all in your choice. So anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful, and I'm going to leave everything down in the description for you guys to go ahead and download whatever you like. This was Captain J. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.